Alright, so tonight, I've got a set of stories for you, and they all have one thing in common. They take something that's supposed to feel normal, even comforting, and twist it into something you won't forget. Alright? So this one gets under your skin pretty fast. It's about a guy named Gregory, and it starts off in a way that feels almost peaceful. He's at home, alone, in upstate New York, middle of December. Snow piled up outside, everything quiet, everything still. His girlfriend had gone out of town for a few days, so it was just him in the house. And you know that kind of silence you get during winter nights, where it feels like the entire world just pauses. Yeah, that's the kind of quiet he was dealing with the first night. Completely alone, nothing new, nothing out of place. He hung out, watched some TV, probably scrolled on his phone for a bit, then eventually went to bed. No signs that anything was wrong. But the second night, that's when things shifted. It was late, way past midnight. Gregory was upstairs in his room, just about ready to call it a night, when he heard something from outside. At first, it didn't seem like a big deal, just a noise. Maybe someone walking past the house, or snow crunching under boots. But then he heard it again, and this time, it was clearer. Someone was singing, soft at first, almost like it was far away, but slowly it got louder. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Now that alone wouldn't be that weird, right? It's December, but there was something off about it. The voice wasn't right. It didn't follow any kind of rhythm. No proper tune, just this uneven, off-key repetition. Like the person didn't care about the song at all. Just the words, over and over again. That's when Gregory got up, walked over to his window. He looked down toward the front porch, and that's when he saw him, a man, standing there, completely still, not knocking, not pacing, not even shifting his weight, just standing right in front of the door, singing, again. And again, and again. At that point, Gregory wasn't exactly scared yet, more confused than anything. He figured maybe it was some drunk guy who got lost, or someone pulling a weird prank. So he went downstairs. He didn't open the door, just stood behind it and called out, "Hey, you all right out there?" The singing stopped immediately, just cut off dot, and for a few seconds, everything went silent. No movement, no response then. Slowly, the man stepped back, out of the porch light, into the driveway, and Gregory couldn't see his face clearly anymore. But he could feel it, that feeling when you know someone's looking straight at you, even if you can't fully see them. Then the singing started. Again, same exact words, same broken tone, but louder this time. Gregory didn't say anything else. He just locked the door, turned around, and went back upstairs. At that point, he figured the best move was to ignore people like that. They usually leave if you don't engage, right? That didn't happen. A few minutes later, he heard something again, but this time, it wasn't coming from the front of the house. It was coming from the back, that same voice. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Gregory froze, then rushed to the back window and looked out. And there he was again, the same man, now standing in the backyard, closer than before, way closer, right beneath Gregory's window, looking up, still singing. But now it felt like it was directed at him, not just random, any more personal. That's when Gregory finally lost his patience. He cracked the window open just a little and shouted down, "Leave right now, or I'm calling the cops." And just like that, silence. The singing stopped instantly. No echo, no delay, just gone. For a moment, Gregory thought that might have worked. Maybe the guy got scared off. But then, the man slowly tilted his head back and let out a scream. Not a normal scream. Not something you'd hear from someone panicking or yelling for help. This was different, deep, aggressive, almost animal dash-like dot, like pure rage being forced out all at once. It didn't even sound human anymore. And then bang, a loud slammed against the back door. Gregory jumped. Another, even harder. The guy was trying to kick the door in. No hesitation, no warning, just full force. Gregory didn't think twice. He grabbed his phone and ran straight into his closet, shutting the door behind him as quietly as he could. While dialing the police, he could still hear everything downstairs. Heavy footsteps, tacking, scraping against the door, and every few seconds, that same horrifying scream. Time felt like it slowed down. Every second stretched longer than it should have. He stayed completely still, barely breathing, just waiting for it to stop. And eventually, it did. The noise just ended. No footsteps, no voice, nothing. Just silence again. When the police finally showed up, they searched the property. Front, yard, backyard, around the house. They found footprints in the snow, clear as day, leading away from the back door and heading straight into the woods behind the house. But whoever that man was, he was gone. No trace beyond that, and he was never found. It starts in a place that feels completely safe. A basketball game. You've got the crowd, the lights, the noise. Thousands of people, all packed into one arena. Families everywhere, kids running around, everyone just enjoying the night. So nothing about this should feel dangerous. And that's what makes it worse. There was this 6-year-old kid who went to watch a game with his family. Dallas Mavericks. Big night, packed stadium. At some point during the game, like kids do, he drifted off a little, not far, just enough to lose sight of his parents for a moment. You know how it happens. You get distracted, maybe follow something interesting, and suddenly you're not where you thought you were. That's when a man walked up to him, tall guy, calm energy, friendly tone, didn't seem rushed, didn't seem weird. At least not at first. He smiled and said, "Hey, you look a little lost. I think your parents are trying to find you. Come on, I'll take you to them." Now, think about that from a kid's perspective. That sounds helpful, safe. Even so, the boy trusted him, and he followed. But instead of heading back toward the main area, the crowd, the noise, the bright lights, the man started guiding him somewhere else, a quieter section, less people around, more empty space, the kind of place where the sounds of the game start to fade, little, and that's when something didn't feel right. The kid slowed down, then stopped completely. The man took a few more steps before noticing, then turned around and just looked at him. Didn't say anything right away, just stared. And in that moment, something clicked in the kid's head. That gut feeling, the one that says, this isn't okay. So he didn't wait. He turned and ran straight back toward the noise, toward the lights, toward where people were. Didn't look back, didn't stop. Eventually, he found his parents again, out of breath, panicked, trying to explain everything all at once. Security got involved right away. They looked around, checked the area, but the man gone. like he was never there. And honestly, that should have been the end of it. Just a close call, a scary moment. But it didn't stop there. Later that night, the family was driving home. It was late. The roads were mostly empty, just long stretches of highway and darkness. Everything felt normal again until a car pulled up next to them. At first, it didn't seem like anything, just another car. But then they looked over, and inside was him, the same man, sitting there, staring. He wasn't alone. There were other people in the car with him. And then it started honking, drifting closer into their lane. Not enough to crash, but enough to mess with them, to get their attention, to let them know they were there. The father didn't hesitate. He sped up, trying to put distance between them. The other car stayed for a bit, then eventually fell back, disappeared into the dark. Or at least, that's what it looked like. By the time they got home, everyone was shaken, but relieved. Doors locked, lights on. They tried to move past it, tried to believe it was over. But that night, the boy woke up. Something had disturbed him. A faint sound, soft, almost like tapping. He sat up slowly in bed, still half asleep, turned toward the window. And that's when he saw it. The man standing outside, right there, looking in, smiling, just watching him. The kid froze, couldn't even react at first, just staring back, trying to process what he was seeing. By the time anyone else came into the room, he was gone again. After that, things went quiet. No more sightings, no more cars, no more cars, nothing for a while. It almost felt like maybe it was finally over, but about a year later, on New Year's Eve, the boy went into his room and noticed something on the window, a piece of paper taped from the outside. No one heard anything, no one saw anyone come near the house, but somehow it was there, and whatever was written on it, it was enough to bring everything rushing back. The arena, the car, the window, that same feeling of being watched. And after that, New Year's Eve was never the same for him. Neither were basketball games. Because once something like that happens, you don't just forget it, it sticks with you. And every time you hear a crack, or a knock, or even the slightest sound outside your window, you start to wonder if he ever really left. Alright, this next one. This one feels different because it starts with a simple mistake, the kind of thing people do all the time, thinking it's no big deal, but it turns into something way worse than they expected. So this family decided they wanted a real Christmas tree, not from a store, not from a proper lot. They wanted to go out and cut one down themselves. And instead of going somewhere designated, they drove out into a remote mountain area, deep enough where there aren't any signs, no marked spots, nothing official, just forest. They got there pretty late in the day, too. And if you've ever been somewhere like that, you know how fast it gets dark. There are no streetlights, no houses nearby, just endless trees, and that heavy, quiet stillness. At first, though, everything felt fine. They parked the truck, grabbed their tools, and started walking in. Eventually, they found a tree that looked good enough. Nothing special, just something they could take home. And they started cutting it down. Normal conversation, normal movement, like nothing was wrong. But then, someone noticed something. A small movement, off in the distance, between the trees. It was subtle, easy to miss. So, at first, they didn't think much of it. Probably just an animal, right? That's what you'd assume. But then, they looked again. And this time, They saw him, a man, standing still, half hidden between the trees, just watching them. He wasn't saying anything, wasn't waving, wasn't even stepping closer, just standing there. And the second they realized it was a person, everything changed. That calm feeling, gone, replaced with that instant tension in your chest, because something about it didn't feel normal. If it was just a random hiker, why not say something? Why just stand there like that? So without really discussing it much, they all kind of came to the same decision. Leave, forget, the tree, not worth it. They grabbed their stuff and started heading back toward the truck, trying not to look back too much, trying to act calm, even though no one actually felt that way anymore. When they finally got back, that's when things got worse. 2 of the tires were slashed, not just flat cut, open dot, deliberately. And that's when panic really kicked in, because now they weren't leaving anytime soon. No signal, no nearby help, no quick way out, just them and the forest, and the dark starting to settle in. And then they noticed it again, movement. But this time, it wasn't just one figure. There were more shapes stepping out from the tree line, one by one, slowly. No sudden movements, no running, just walking forward, closing the distance. The family didn't wait around. They got inside the truck and locked the doors immediately. Lights on, trying to stay as quiet as possible, barely even breathing. Outside, those figures kept getting closer, close enough to make out their outlines, but not their faces, just dark silhouettes against darker trees. They didn't speak, didn't shout, they just moved, circling the truck, watching, like they were taking their time. And that somehow made it worse. Minutes felt like hours. Every little sound felt louder. Every shadow felt like it was moving at some point. They managed to get a call through weak signal, but enough. They told the police where they were, and then they waited and waited and waited. The figures stayed out there the whole time, not leaving, not rushing, just present. And then finally, after what felt like forever, they saw it. Headlights stopped faint at first, then getting brighter as they got closer. The second that light hit the trees, everything changed. The figures were gone. No running sounds, no footsteps, nothing, just gone, like they had never been there at all. When the police arrived, they checked everything, the road, the trees, the surrounding area, looking for any sign of people, camps, footprints, anything, but there was nothing. No trace, no explanation, just a stranded family, a damaged truck, and a forest that suddenly felt a lot bigger than it should have. All right, the last one. This one sticks with you because it takes something that's supposed to feel safe, even comforting, and turns it into something else completely. So this happened to a middle-old kid. He was home alone one evening during the holidays. Nothing unusual about that. His mom had stepped out for a bit, just running a quick errand. She wasn't supposed to be gone long. The house felt normal, quiet, but normal.tv on in the background, lights on, everything just routine. And then there was a knock at the door. Not aggressive, not loud, just a regular knock, the kind you wouldn't think twice about. The kid walked over and looked through the peephole, and at first, it didn't seem scary at all. Standing outside was Santa Claus, full outfit, red coat, hat, gloves, the white beard, everything you'd expect. The man even smiled. "Hey buddy, I've got something for you. Why don't you open the door?" Now, for most kids, that would be exciting, but something didn't sit right, even at that age. The boy felt it, that little voice in the back of your head that says, "Wait." So instead of opening the door, he spoke through it, said, "My mom's not here." There was a pause, just a short one, but long enough to feel strange. Then the man leaned a little closer to the door, closer to the people, and in a softer voice said, "That's okay. I can come in and wait with you." And that's when everything shifted. That feeling turned into fear. The boy stepped back immediately, shook his head, even though the man couldn't see him, and said no. And right then, the smile disappeared, completely like it was never real to begin with. A few seconds passed, quiet again. Then the doorknob moved, slowly, like someone testing it. Then again, harder this time, and then a loud hit against the door. Not just knocking anymore, trying to get in. The kid didn't wait. He ran toward the back of the house, heart racing, not even thinking, just moving. But as soon as he got there, he heard it again, another noise from the back door. The same thing. The man had moved around the house, trying another way in, checking every entrance, every weak spot. At that point, it wasn't confusion anymore. It was clear. This wasn't someone dropping off gifts. This wasn't some harmless guy going door to door. This person was trying to get inside. The boy grabbed a phone and hid somewhere out of sight, holding his breath, listening to every sound, every movement. The attempts at the doors, going from slow to aggressive, then back again, like the man was switching between patience and frustration. Minutes passed, or at least it felt like minutes. It could have been less or more. Time, kind of, breaks when you're that scared. And then it stopped, just like that. No more noise, no more movement, nothing. Then, a moment later, he heard something else. A car pulling into the driveway. His mom, by the time she got to the front door. The man in the Santa suit was already gone, running down the street, disappearing into the night. Later on, neighbors mentioned they'd seen someone dressed like that earlier, going house to house, knocking, asking for money, acting like one of those holiday scammers. But this didn't match that, because scammers don't stay that long. They don't test the doors. They don't move around the house trying to find another way. And they definitely don't keep pushing after being told no. This was different. Whoever that was, he didn't just pick a random house. He stayed, he tried, and somehow he knew the kid was alone. Yeah, so after hearing all that, it kind of changes the way you look at things, right? A quiet night, a crowded game, a trip into the woods, even something as innocent as Santa Claus. Sometimes, it's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like.